What a great first day of SuiteWorld. Evan rocked his keynote as always. I better get my beauty sleep. It's my turn tomorrow. Did I oversleep? Did I miss my keynote? I don't remember this being a retro hotel.
Sorry, Bill. I can't play squash today.
Evan, it's me, Gary. Gary Wiessinger?
I don't know a Gary Wiessinger. Sorry, bye. This new cellular phone machine is acting wonky. I was supposed to call Larry about my new business idea, but...
Something weird's going on.
In other financial news, several U.S. business leaders warned during earnings calls that they will be looking to cut costs amid slower GDP growth, shaky international conditions, and tight labor market. A common theme seems to be getting visibility across their sprawling organizations. One executive said that this has become impossible because of the tangled mess created by decentralized business system purchases. He declared 1998 the year of the big business hairball.
I seem to have time warped to a world devoid of NetSuite, where companies don't have a way to become more productive, save money, and still achieve growth. I've got to do something. Evan?
Yeah? And you are?
Evan, you don't know me yet. But you will. Just trust me for a second. I know you have a business idea. You've got to go start it now. The future of business depends on it.
Okay, well, I guess I need to give this wonky cellular phone one more try.
Great.
Larry, it's Evan. I have an idea.
Thank goodness. Stanley, I missed you.
Welcome to day 2 of SuiteWorld 2023. It's Wednesday, October 18th, and we will be debuting new functionality to help you save money and supercharge productivity.
Ooh, I need to get ready.
Please welcome Senior Vice President, Oracle NetSuite Application Development, Gary Wiessinger.
Welcome to day 2 of SuiteWorld 2023. All right, let's get straight to it. There are 2 words that are in all of your minds. It's what I hear all the questions about. They've created unprecedented hype. They're changing the industry and the world. And those 2 words are, of course, Sweet Stanley pajamas. You all want to know where you can get your own set of Sweet Stanley pajamas. Well, I'm sorry to say there's only one set in the world, and it's mine, and I'm not letting it go. But good news, you can buy your own set in the Suite store next year at SuiteWorld 2024. Now, we always sell out, so make sure you register early. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about how we're helping you unleash the power of the Suite. We're celebrating our 25th anniversary. And when we celebrate an anniversary, it's common to look back at how far we've come. And it's amazing. As Evan said yesterday, because I think he stole some of these numbers from my slides, together we've built a community of 37,000 companies. Your companies make up over 324,000 subsidiaries and organizations, and you operate in 219 different countries and territories, virtually everywhere on the planet. As part of that growth together, we've continued to grow our investment in the NetSuite product. We now have over 3,300 dedicated, talented people building and delivering the NetSuite product for you. They're the best and the brightest from around the globe, spanning 63 offices in 27 different countries. And we continue to work very hard for you and have delivered hundreds of new features and 20 new modules over the last year alone. And we continue to grow our data center footprint to better serve you wherever you and your customers are, and now have an amazing 28 data centers around the globe. Now, it's a good thing we're growing our team, our product, and our data centers because you're growing your use of NetSuite. You've done 20% more sales transactions in the last year than you did in the year before. You do a staggering 1 trillion searches per day, every day. And you have 10 petabytes of data in NetSuite. That's equivalent to 200 million tall file cabinets, if you remember what a file cabinet is. Or it's over 7 billion floppy disks, which means that we have to swap the disks in and out really quickly when we're backing up your data. Your growth has some other impressive numbers too. 60%, that's the number of tech IPOs over the last 3 years who run NetSuite. 200 billion is the amount of venture capital funding NetSuite customers have received in the last 2 years alone. A unicorn is a private company or startup that reaches a valuation of $1 billion or more. They're so rare, they're named after a mythical creature, but they're not rare for NetSuite. There are hundreds of unicorns running on NetSuite. And the hottest investment in tech right now is generative AI, and more than 50% of Gen AI startups are running NetSuite. Together, we all have had some amazing growth. To continue and even accelerate that kind of growth for the next 25 years and beyond, we're continuing to innovate and invent new ways to help you succeed. And I want to talk about 3 key ways we're doing that today: experience, AI, and sweetness. So let's start with experience. Our user experience is another area in which we've come a long way over the last 25 years. The original UI was revolutionary for the time because business applications weren't delivered over the web, or the net, as we called it then. We've continuously innovated that business user experience in the cloud over the last 25 years, and we're not slowing down. We're continuing to invent and reinvent the business user experience, creating extraordinary experiences that are so good you can't imagine doing your job any other way. We're reimagining experiences across all parts of NetSuite in our new UI, as Evan talked about yesterday, and you'll see many examples in the keynote today. I want to share with you some of the design principles that inspire and guide us as we're creating these experiences. Evan talked yesterday about doing more with less. Well, sometimes doing more means you doing less because NetSuite is doing the doing for you. In those cases, the best UI is no UI because NetSuite already did the work, and the UI is just telling you what NetSuite did. As part of that, we're enabling you to not have to spend your time on all of the details, but rather focus your attention on the exceptions where your judgment and expertise are most valuable. And where you do need to do work in NetSuite, we're continuously and relentlessly working to remove steps and clicks and keystrokes from your workflows. Sometimes NetSuite eliminates all of the keystrokes by writing things for you. Now, we don't want to provide you only data or information. We're not even satisfied with giving you just visibility. We're giving you insight, which means a deep understanding of your business. And not even just insight, but actionable insight. Part of that is giving you the right insights for your role and your task. Another part of that is giving you insights at the right time and in the right place. You shouldn't need to go to one screen to get your insights and another screen to act on them. So we're giving you insights in line in the same screens where you take your actions. And insight also includes an understanding of how you can do your job better and more easily in NetSuite. And so we're helping you learn best practices as you use the suite. In our day-to-day lives, we sometimes enjoy extraordinary service experiences, such as at a restaurant or a resort. And one of the things that can make customer service amazing is when they anticipate our needs and address them before we ask. They're proactive. And we're making NetSuite proactive in meeting your needs, giving you proactive insight. We don't only answer the questions you ask, we're answering questions you didn't know to ask. We don't only help you solve problems you're aware of, we're identifying problems before you do. And then we don't only help you take the actions you want to, we proactively suggest actions to take. As customers and users and just people, we're all different, and our needs are different too. An element that makes experiences in our day-to-day lives extraordinary is when things are tailored to us and our specific needs, like a tailored set of Sweet Stanley pajamas. Our software experiences should be tailored to each of us too. So we don't give you all the same cookie-cutter experience. We tailor your experiences to your role, your task, your country, your language. And you shouldn't have to work hard to understand the system. It should be the other way around. And we're making NetSuite work hard to learn your behaviors and adapt to you. And part of being tailored to you is talking like you do, interacting with you like you'd talk to another person. And finally, we're working to make your user experience so good that it doesn't feel like work. We're giving you beautiful, modern, consumer-grade experiences across the suite using our new UI and built with Oracle's award-winning Redwood design system. As you can see, we're reimagining your business user experience in a number of ways. And again, you'll see examples of this throughout the keynote today. The next area that I want to talk about in which we're innovating for you is AI. AI, or intelligence, as we've talked about it in past SuiteWorlds, isn't new for us. We've already been leveraging AI in the suite for several years, and it's super exciting to see what's happening now in AI technology sparked by ChatGPT. Evan covered our vision and strategy for AI yesterday, and there are a couple of things Evan talked about that I want to expand on. First, as Evan said, our strategy continues to be to use AI throughout the suite to create even better solutions for you. It's AI everywhere, and we're doing that more and faster than ever before. We have in production, development, or planning 80 different features and solutions that use AI, and this is only the beginning. You'll see a number of these throughout the keynote, and we're also going to tell you a bit about how we're building these solutions later. Now, obviously, AI has peaked on the hype curve. Everyone from Kentucky Fried Chicken to Tinder is talking about how they're going to use AI. Every tech vendor is talking about it. Some are actually doing it. But AI is going to be more powerful for you in NetSuite than in alternative solutions. And why? Because of sweetness. And sweetness is the third area of innovation that I want to talk about today. Sweetness makes our AI better, but the benefits of sweetness go way beyond AI. To understand why sweetness is so powerful, first we need to understand what sweetness is. No, those look very tasty, but it's a different kind of sweetness. No, I'm sure she's very sweet, but again, not the same meaning. All right. Even as a Green Bay Packer fan, I fully recognize the greatness of Walter Payton, whose nickname was Sweetness. But again, different meaning. Sweetness is NetSuite's ability to uniquely meet your needs because we're a truly unified system across your entire business. It's the whole being greater than the sum of the parts. It's 1 + 1 = 3. And it's about NetSuite, but more importantly, it's about your business. Your business is a complex, interdependent, synergistic network of people and workflows and information, with every person and workflow interacting with multiple others, both within and across your departments. And the problem with conventional siloed point solutions is that they create barriers between your departments. They limit collaboration and prevent your employees from working as a single, unified team. They reduce business-wide insight, they slow action and productivity, and they hold you back. Sweetness is NetSuite enabling your business, your whole business, all of your employees across all of your departments to work better together and enabling the synergy of your business. NetSuite alone delivers sweetness because we alone support all of your employees in one system, manage all of your workflows in one system, have all of your business data in one system. In fact, we've mapped it out. And NetSuite has over 2,000 connections across records that are disconnected in siloed point solutions, over 2,000. As I said earlier, sweetness is obviously about NetSuite, but more importantly, it's about you and your business. The magic of NetSuite is simply that it reflects you and your whole business in a way that no hairball point solutions ever can. The thousands of interconnections built into NetSuite are just a reflection of the thousands of collaboration points in your business. So what does all that mean for you? How does sweetness help you? NetSuite gives you broader and deeper insights because it understands your data across your whole business. It sees and understands the interconnected business events and drivers across your whole business. For example, NetSuite understands that the hiring plan, normally stored only in your HR system, is going to impact your cash flow, normally modeled only in your financial system. NetSuite can help you do more and automate more, in part due to those better insights, but also because all of your workflows across your whole business are in NetSuite, not fragmented in separate siloed systems. NetSuite can see that there's a product supply disruption, normally in your supply chain system, and help you make changes to the order you're quoting, normally only in your sales system. And it enables more powerful AI. AI is a subset of the broader field of data science. And data science is, not surprisingly, all about the data. And NetSuite has more of it. NetSuite has the data for your whole business, not just one department. Not only data, but insight. NetSuite understands what that data actually represents for your business and the relationships across your business. So with that data and insight about your whole business, NetSuite can leverage AI in more powerful ways than point solutions can. So let's take a look at a couple of examples of sweetness. Evan showed you our new Customer 360 yesterday, and we're going to give you a demo of it later in the keynote. As the name implies, Customer 360 gives you a 360-degree view of your customers. But in NetSuite, it's literally 360 degrees. It's all of the data across your whole business, including sales opportunities, service calls, web store activity, orders, fulfillments, item availability, item profitability, customer lifetime value, and more. Without NetSuite, that data is siloed in separate point solutions. NetSuite brings it all together. Having all of your data in one place is great, but that's not sweetness. Sweetness is the insight, action, and AI we can deliver because we have all of your data in one place. NetSuite can give all your employees that complete 360-degree understanding of your customer's entire relationship with you to help salespeople sell more, help operations deliver better, help service provide better service, all leading to a deeper customer relationship. NetSuite can help you upsell, cross-sell, next sell more because it has the entire customer sales history across all of your channels. And it also knows your item availability and item profitability, so it can recommend the right products to offer to the right customers at the right times at the right prices. And it's not only about better managing your customer relationships, you can also better manage other parts of your business, such as inventory. With all of your customer purchase and shipping data, along with inventory on hand and inventory on the way, NetSuite can better predict demand and also optimize inventory placement across locations to reduce shipping costs and shorten delivery times. And those are just a few examples. There are many, many more. Another great example of sweetness is intelligent cash management, which we're also going to demo later in the keynote. Like Customer 360, intelligent cash management takes advantage of data from across your business. In this case, that data are the drivers of cash flow from across the whole business. Drivers including your whole sales pipeline, your purchase pipeline, and your future hiring plans. You can only predict and manage cash if you understand all of the drivers, and without NetSuite, many of those drivers are siloed in point solutions. With all of your cash flow drivers, you can create a much more complete cash flow prediction. And by adding in AI, we make that prediction even more accurate and insightful. NetSuite will predict the cash impact of sales that haven't come in yet, purchases that haven't been made yet, employees you haven't hired yet, and more. But insight without action is just trivia. And NetSuite will help you act to optimize cash across your whole business. In addition to typical cash improvements like vendor payment timing and customer terms, NetSuite can optimize cash beyond the finance office. For example, it could recommend you accelerate cash by promoting products you already have on hand rather than those that you need to buy or make, which will take longer to deliver. Or it could recommend that you prioritize fulfillments to customers who typically pay more quickly. And then NetSuite can execute those recommendations for you. Or with full insight into hiring plans, NetSuite could recommend that you delay some hires in order to reduce your cash outflows. And then again, it can execute that action for you. And again, these are just a few examples. So as you can see, Sweetness is a game changer for you, and it's only possible when your business system reflects your entire business. We're taking that innovation across around Experience AI and Sweetness and applying it to your critical business functions. We call these your value streams, and it's how we also organize our work and our teams. And that's important because it centers our work and our thinking around you and what you do, not software terms like ERP, CX, or HCM. None of you wakes up and says, I really need to ERP today. Your business strategy probably doesn't include a line for HCMing better. These value streams are what you and your business do, so that's how we organize our thinking, our work, our teams. And it's also how we've organized the next section of this keynote, where we're going to share some of the highlights of the new and upcoming solutions we have to help you unleash the suite. To start that, I'd like to introduce Allison O'Clair, GVP of Product Management.
Thanks, Gary. And hello, everyone. It's great to be back for 25 years of NetSuite to talk about how we can help you take your processes to acquire and grow your relationship with your customers to the next level. We've been talking about omnichannel for years, and to your customers, that's now just a given. So how do you differentiate yourselves with your customer experience? With AI plus Sweetness. AI is radically changing your customers' expectations. Now they expect that you deeply know them and anticipate their needs. An experience goes from good to great when you help them in ways that they didn't even know they needed, that are natural and aligned with what they want. That's why we're making it a priority to leverage AI in customer journeys across NetSuite to help you predict their needs and personalize the experience in unprecedented ways. And Sweetness, that just makes AI sing and dance and maybe do a little twirl. There's nothing worse than an experience that seems like it's personalized, but it just misses the mark because you don't have enough information. That's why we want to help you leverage the breadth of data that you have about your customers and your products across the suite. And leverage that, harness it to predict, to recommend. That's where AI hits the sweet spot and becomes intelligent customer experience. Let's look at an example that's really hard to get right and see how AI plus Sweetness makes it sing. Selling products, services, subscriptions together, that can be challenging for your salespeople, hard for your customers to understand, and even harder for you to get right across your entire business. But by bringing together online and offline selling channels with Suite Commerce and CRM, and pairing that with CPQ and Suite Billing working together for configurable bundles and subscriptions, which is planned in the next 12 months, and supported by supply chain, AR, RevRec in one harmonious business process across the suite, infused with AI, you can achieve an experience that is truly differentiated. Let's see how. So in this demo, Wyra, a provider of high-end fitness products, has decided to grow their business by expanding their offerings to include a subscription-based drone video service that helps sports teams and trainers optimize the performance of their athletes. Impact Sports, a longtime customer, saw that announcement and decided to explore how it might help them. So as the buyer for Impact Sports, I get an email about the new offering and click through to Wyra's homepage powered by Suite Commerce. The banner promoting it takes me to a page, and I can see that right away this offering is popular, that one of the drones is already back-ordered. But in our first display of sweetness, I can see exactly when it will be back in stock based on real-time calculations from supply chain management in NetSuite. The supply allocation engine is considering not only when new units are coming, but also promises to other customers, which makes it much more accurate than you would see on other websites. I'm not sure which of these offerings is going to meet my needs, so I press Help Me Choose, which takes me to a guided question and answer flow powered by NetSuite CPQ. Entering the configurator asks me a few questions that I answer about my needs. And CPQ with AI embedded is looking at what it knows about me and the availability and profitability of the offering, more sweetness at work, to recommend the model that will best meet my needs. And we can see here that it recommends not only the model, but also the best configuration based on what other customers have chosen. Going on to the next step, I can see the services with all of the options from Suite Billing that are available for the subscription. And I can see that the Pro software is recommended, but it's a little above my budget, so I'm going to go ahead and downgrade to the standard. I have a few more questions, and I don't have any more time right now, so I'm going to park this particular configuration in my cart, think about it, and come back to it later. Now let's see how this sales process can seamlessly shift between online and offline. Today, your sales reps are unlikely to know that all of this has been happening on your website, potentially missing an opportunity. But with AI plus Sweetness and NetSuite, not only will they know, they'll get an assist to identify and focus on the best opportunities. Let's roll the demo. So as the sales rep on my dashboard, I get a notification that there's a hot opportunity that NetSuite's identified for me, and click through to the Customer 360 for Impact Sports to learn a little bit more. Here on the Customer 360, a next generation experience, which is coming to you in the next 12 months, the AI-generated headline gives me a quick overview of what's happening with this customer, including the opportunity. If I click View More, the AI-generated insights summarize all of the critical things across the suite that I need to know about this customer. And I can see here that sales are up, and they recently had an issue that was solved with an exchange. It's also explaining to me why it identified this opportunity, which is based not only on that website activity from the customer, but also key insights from the suite, that this customer is growing, loyal and profitable, pays their bills on time, and usually moves quickly on opportunities. NetSuite asks me if I want to create a quote, and I accept. So it creates the quote for me, links it to the opportunity, and launches me into the configurator with my customer's choices already pre-selected. I can see here the answers my customer gave for their needs, along with the recommended model and configuration, and on the services, what they chose there as well. So I can see that NetSuite AI is also pointing out when my customer hasn't followed the recommendations. In this case, they downgraded. And I can see the commit plus overage that's coming from Suite Billing. That's a new feature that's available now and helps you to leverage more complex consumption-based pricing models. NetSuite AI is also helping me figure out what discount to propose. So based on what it knows about my past discount history and my profitability is for my customer, as well as the availability and profitability for the deal, it's recommending that I give a discount of 20%. Armed with this information, I call my customer, and it is, in fact, their budget that was the concern. And so I move them back to the Pro software that was recommended, apply the discount, and update the quote. I can see here on the quote that all of the physical and subscription items are right here on the quote, and all I need to do is email it to Impact Sports for approval. NetSuite AI has my back here too. It uses generative AI to create an email for me that I ask it to enhance a little bit and quickly send it off to my customer. They accept, and they're ready to start with their new service. So, as you can see, this process allowed us to sell deals with products, services, subscriptions all together across online and offline, infused with AI plus Sweetness. Suite Commerce, CRM, CPQ, and Suite Billing are working together in harmony to create a truly differentiated experience. Next up, let's talk about how NetSuite helps you create and deliver great products and services for your customers. So your products and services, they're your babies. They're why you're in business, and they probably give you little warm fuzzies when you're thinking about the solutions that you bring to your customers, right? But getting the creation and delivery of products and services right is hard. You try to make the best possible plans that you can, and with continued material and labor shortages and rising labor, material, and transportation costs, that is no small feat. But when reality hits, the best laid plans are just that, plans. We know that you need agility and resilience to adapt to that ever-changing situation. That's why we're committed to creating great experiences infused with, you guessed it, AI plus Sweetness, to help you not only create the best possible plans, but even more importantly, optimize your execution in the moment with actionable insights and recommendations when those inevitable disruptions occur. So those of you who deliver products, we are enhancing the product to help you better make, manage, and deliver with enhancements to manufacturing and WMS. We know that when you're better connected as a business, you can be smarter and more agile in your response to those disruptions. That's why we're making it easier for you to use more of the suite. For example, we're taking some capabilities that used to only be available in advanced manufacturing, things like travelers, setup, start and stop time, and better cost variance analysis, and making them available more broadly. We're also helping you, as Evan announced yesterday, get more of your users using the suite with limited use licenses, beginning with WMS. We're enhancing your key experiences that help you make your products better, including things like GS2 barcode support and Smart Count, and Ship Central, which we announced last year, is also getting multi-carrier support, international shipping, as well as automatic carton and pallet weight. And we're also focused on those new key experiences we can deliver with AI plus Sweetness to help make your operations more effective and profitable. Let's look at one example, the Supply 360. The Supply 360 is designed to help production managers make sure they have what they need to keep production schedules on time. It also helps them figure out what to do when things don't exactly go as planned. So as the production manager here on the Supply 360 dashboard, it's telling me everything I need to know to keep my production on track in my Las Vegas factory over the next 10 days. I can see that there are multiple critical issues that NetSuite has identified for me with AI and prioritized based on things like time, risk, and in a great display of Sweetness, revenue impact. Here I can see on the right-hand side that we're looking at it in multiple ways, by component, for example. We can look at it also by assembly, as well as by work order and vendor. So I can see right away that the first issue that I need to focus on is the 3 components with no planned supply. So clicking on that issue, it takes me to the filtered component list with just those items. And I can see that the bike chain actually has the highest revenue impact, so I want to address that. And NetSuite with AI is giving me some recommendations for just how to do that. I could order more, but they may not come in time. And so NetSuite is recommending that we reallocate from a work order that has a lower revenue impact. That sounds like the right plan to me, so I go ahead and reallocate, and that's another problem taken care of with AI plus Sweetness. So those of you who deliver services, we know you have unique challenges. With chronic labor shortages and rising labor costs, it can be really tough to deliver great service profitably. That's why we're committed to helping you effectively and profitably manage all types of services with AI plus Sweetness. We'll look at two in this segment: project-based services and field service. Let's start with project-based services. With NetSuite Open Air, we help you optimize the project lifecycle, make it easy for project managers to manage their projects, and give executives the visibility into the performance and profitability of all their projects across the business. And let's see now how we'll help project managers with the type of experience they expect, a spreadsheet-like experience, to more efficiently and effectively manage their projects with some recent enhancements. So as the project manager, I'm working on a plan for our latest win in Project Center. The new drag and drop and inline editing capabilities make it easy to get my project correctly structured and set up with the right timeline and resources. Now with copy-paste, as well as drag to extend hours, I can easily edit and see, in a great display of Sweetness here, the resource availability right here in the cells when I'm trying to schedule a resource. Once my project is underway, I can also see actual hours and costs in real time as they're reported, so that I know if my project is on track to be profitable. More Sweetness at work. Go to the next slide. But we're not stopping there. So what's next? We're continuing to infuse the experience with Sweetness, for example, working on new KPIs in Project Center that will give project managers visibility into the projected costs, billing, and margin of each project. We also have enhancements planned that will take scheduling and skills management to the next level with AI. First, instead of making you figure out the best match for your project, NetSuite AI can intelligently recommend the best resource considering what it knows about past projects and employee availability and skills. NetSuite AI can also take the tedium out of keeping the employee skills database up to date. As employees complete jobs, NetSuite AI can detect they've reached a new skill level and automatically update their profile. And when they're looking for their next project, AI can also recommend the projects that are the best fit. So finally, we see the update for the skills there. Let's go to the next slide. And finally, we're working on a new dashboard that will give service delivery managers and their executives visibility to what's happening across all projects. You'll be able to see not only the open tasks and latest news, but again, in another display of Sweetness, you'll also see a real-time readout of profitability across all projects. Next, as we know that project-based services aren't the only type that you want to deliver, let's talk about the newest addition to the NetSuite portfolio that Evan announced yesterday, field service. So those of you who send technicians to customer sites for installation, maintenance, and repair, NetSuite Field Service is for you. Built natively on NetSuite, it gives service managers a tailored experience to capture and schedule technicians for their service requests. It gives the technicians a purpose-built mobile app that allows them to receive and perform their jobs on the go in real time, even when they're offline. Paired with asset management, warranty and contract management and billing, preventive maintenance scheduling, as well as powerful service analytics, you'll have a faster time to schedule, complete, and invoice service visits, lower error rates, and less inventory leakage. So let's take a look at it in action. First, in this demo, we'll see how service managers can create and schedule the service call. Then we'll see how the technician completes this call on their mobile device. So as the service manager, I get a call from my customer, Worldwide Fulfillment, saying that they have a forklift down and it needs to be repaired right away. On their customer record, I can easily locate the problem forklift in their asset list for field service. And when I look at it, it tells me that it is under warranty and their next preventive service visit isn't until April. So I'll go ahead and create a service order for them. It's under warranty, so I'll select warranty instead of time and materials. And I will enter the contact that's going to be on site during the visit. and put in a little bit more information about what needs to be done. I know I need a mechanic, so I'll select that skill, and now I'm ready to go ahead and schedule this visit. On the job scheduling board, I can see a map with real-time availability and location of all of the technicians. I know that I need a mechanic, so I'll go ahead and select that skill. And I can see that our senior technician is available now. So I'll drag and drop that job into the board, and they'll get a notification and be on the way right away. Stay on this one. So for field service, next to the technician, I get an alert on my mobile device and check out the schedule in my field service mobile app to learn more. On my agenda, which is available anywhere I go, even when I don't have cell service, I can see that there's a new job for worldwide fulfillment and click to get more information. I can see on the overview that it tells me everything I need to know about the job, including giving me a real-time map with directions. And now I've arrived on site, and I'll go ahead and start the work. The first thing that I need to do is start to enter my time. I'll select labor as my task. And in our first display of sweetness, it will automatically record the time and either bill it to the customer or apply it to the warranty profitability. So next, I'll take a look at the job history to see if this issue might be related to previous things that happened with this forklift. You can see all the history here. And finally, I go to the job safety checklist to make sure I'm ready. I select my items and sign so that my manager knows that I am following safety best practices. Now I'm ready to go ahead and start the job. And the job checklist walks me through so I don't miss a step. I can even put pictures of my work that will be recorded. And all of this will be sent to NetSuite so that I don't have to turn in paperwork later. Finally, I'll go ahead and review the parts that I used as well. So as I record them here, it will be automatically decremented from my van stock as a technician and also synced back to NetSuite so that that can, again, either be billed to the customer or applied to the warranty. All I have left to do is for my happy customer and I to sign off on this job, which does reduce disputes. So I sign and they sign. And now I can go ahead and close this job. I'll enter my notes so that the next technician can provide great service the next time around, too. So we know that your products and services that you deliver are the core of your business, and we hope that you've seen that NetSuite is committed to continuing to help you realize productive, happy people and profitable delivery of your products and services. With AI, sweetness, and experiences your users will love, we'll help you up your game and scale your business as you grow. In the next section, we'll look at how we're helping you best hire and empower your employees. Please welcome to the stage VP of Product Management, Hanif Ismail. Hanif, take it away.
All right, I like that. Can we try one more time? Good morning. Good morning. Love it. Well, it's great to be back here again, especially since it's NetSuite's 25th anniversary. Let's talk about hiring and empowering employees. All right, as we've all probably noticed, labor markets in the US are really shifting, which is impacting your businesses. These headlines that you see above right now reinforce that talent shortage, declining productivity, and labor cost pressures are going to continue. Today, I'm going to share with you how Suite People's workforce management solution helps you manage these challenges and how we're looking to leverage artificial intelligence to dramatically, let me repeat that, dramatically improve productivity. Let's start with a demo of workforce management first. Okay, so our story today begins with Vinod, a manufacturing CFO. Vinod is now viewing his dashboard in financials. This is where he monitors the health of his business. He notices that the cost per unit is high, and the culprit seems to be the labor cost. His eyes then focus on the red line item there for Austin, which indicates that Austin is over their budget of $21,400. He looks down further and he notices unexpected overtime for the job of assembly in Austin. So he reaches out now to the Austin manager at the plant and says, hey, you got to do a better job with your budget. So now let's switch. Let's go to Jess, the manufacturing operations manager in the Austin plant. So Jess is here now in workforce management, and she needs to build a shift schedule for the week. She notices that she's over that budget of $21,400. She also notices that there's red clocks on some of the shifts, which indicates that there's overtime in that shift. The amount of overtime is indicated in red. To manage her overtime, she's basically going to reassign some of the shifts. She's presented with a forced-rank list of who can do the job, who's available, and who's the most cost-effective. She reassigns some of those shifts to Brian, and now she notices that she's within her budget. Okay, so now let's take a look at Vanessa. Vanessa is an events manager in the services industry, and let's see how she deals with staffing shortages. So Vanessa gets a last-minute notice saying that, hey, the AI conference, we're expecting a lot more people than we expected before. So she creates an unassigned open shift and creates a shift for 3 people. She then publishes this out to all employees as opposed to having to call down a list of people and check manually to see if they're available to address that shortage. So now we're going to switch gears and we're going to look at the employee experience. We're going to take a look at this from Andy's perspective. Andy now receives a notification that there are open shifts available. She clicks, sees a list of open shifts, decides to pick up the open shift for Monday. Now the manager Vanessa receives a notification saying, hey, Andy's interested in that open shift, takes a look at the cost impact of it, accepts the offer. Now Andy is able to see that shift reflected in their budget, in their schedule, excuse me. Cool. Now we're going to take a look at a demo on payroll processing. Customers like Monte Vista there see dramatic improvements in operational efficiency when using the suite, especially in this context when they use workforce management, payroll, and financials together. Let's take a look at a demo with a key in action here. So a key can quickly look down the locations and confirm that 100% of the hours have been approved. You can look at the specific hours, but also look at the shift calculations, the premium calculations automatically. He used to do this manually before, and it took him a long time to do this. Now, all the hours, the approved hours, automatically will go into payroll. And then, of course, because of sweetness, it's got to hit the GL, and it gets posted to GL automatically as well. All of this with no reconciliation nightmares. So how about doing payroll in almost no time at all? Yeah. Let me introduce you to the future of autonomous payroll. So here, the intelligent payroll assistant automatically knows when it's time to run payroll. And it's analyzed the historical data patterns, and it's found 2 anomalies that need to be addressed by a key. It's found that 4 employees whose overtime hours have not been approved, and the manager's notified, but no response has been received. It also noticed that the hours are in alignment with increased sales orders. It recommends to go ahead and approve it because the managers are on PTO, and they're confirmed to be on PTO. Shonda's commission is now up 300%, but it found that it's consistent with seasonal patterns, and it's already included it, so it continues to process payroll, provides a summary for IKEA, the payroll run, it explains the variances, and also confirms that there's sufficient funds in the account to settle payroll. He submits the payroll, continues to process payroll, it posts to the GL automatically, and we're done. Quick, simple, and intelligent. This is the future of payroll. Okay, so often we all procrastinate when crafting clear, measurable performance goals. Lord knows I do as well. Because it takes time to think about what are the right words to put in there. So in the future, we're embedding generative AI technology to reduce the time, but we're also leveraging insights from across the suite to personalize and enrich the content even further. So let's see an example. So here, we're in performance management now, and I need to set my goals for the quarter. I know that I need to order my order fulfillment rate by 7%. I click generate, and it creates automatically my SMART goal. It further brings in the insight to say, hey, this rate was achieved by the Austin warehouse. Further tailors my coaching tip and personalizes that. It automatically sets a date. It attaches the right performance metric from our catalog of metrics so that the system can maintain my performance, my results on an ongoing basis. We made a small tweak, we submit it, and we're done. This is the power of combining generative AI technology and sweetness together. We're applying this to many different areas of the product. Okay, so in summary, Suite People offers a full breadth of capabilities that you can see there. We run $5 billion in annual payroll transactions, so we're clearly trusted. If you haven't seen Suite People, I highly recommend you stop by the booths, visit the sessions. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the conference. I'm going to hand you over to Craig, our GVP for product management, who's going to talk to you about cash and profits.
Good morning. Thanks, Anif, Alison, and Gary for sharing those incredible advancements in product. But we all know this is the part of the keynote that the majority of you have been waiting for. Yeah, once again, the registration team have crunched the numbers, and we know that 2/3 of you in the room are from finance and executive functions. And we know you like to make noise when you see things you like on the screen, so keep the applause coming. 3 of the top 5 training sessions this week are also finance. But who's counting? We've been talking to many of you over the course of the last year, and what we've seen that you're mostly thinking about is how you can best serve the rest of the business. Not just how to do more with less in the finance function, but how to do more with less across the rest of the business too. And that's exactly what the optimized cash and profits value stream is all about, helping the finance function efficiently and effectively provide service to the rest of the business. So let's take a look at some examples of how we're doing that. It all starts with planning. We've seen tremendous adoption of NetSuite planning and budgeting. It's already helping thousands of you with that challenging aspect of serving the business. It's helped Dan Wolf and the team at Kachina Landscape Management benefit by overhauling their planning process with great effects. But that's actually just one component of NetSuite Enterprise Performance Management. We've not only enhanced the offering to enable continuous real-time planning with intelligent insights, but we're bringing a host of additional components to benefit the Office of the CFO. So let's take a quick look. So here we are on the dashboard. We're going to dive into account reconciliation and the compliance review, which shows you an overall perspective of all of the activities that you're performing for reconciliation. You can select an individual subsidiary. We've selected the United States here. And then we can drill into specific activities that are going on. So we've got an accounts receivable reconciliation that's in progress here. And the system's automatically matched, large volumes of transactions. But the key benefit in account reconciliation is the collaboration that it provides for the finance team in helping to identify those variances and address them. Moving over to planning and budgeting, here's the CFO dashboard and the Q3 forecast. But how accurate is that forecast? We can see the system has created an intelligent prediction that suggests things might not be going quite as we thought. So we can drill into a specific product line to see a generated insight on the forecast variance that's occurring in the business. Drilling into this page, we can see that things look fine right up until around January, where we start to see that variance occurring. It appears to have been off. We can go and take a look at the statistical model that's calculated the variance, and then from there go back to insights and use the prediction that the system's created based upon that historical information and see what the system actually thinks it's going to look like going forward. And based upon our review of that, we look like it actually makes sense, so we're going to go and override the forecast with the prediction. We're going to capture notes on the changes that we've made, and we're going to set that into the system so that we've now got a new baseline for what our forecast is going forward. So that's NetSuite Enterprise Performance Management. It's an astonishingly powerful offering. It covers a broad range of tasks for the finance team. That's only a taster of all of the things that are possible with that. And these are some of the tools that Oracle itself uses to enable that famously rapid period close, and they're available now to you too. And it's clearly popular. Both of the training sessions that we have scheduled for this week have had to be moved to a larger room, and now those rooms are also full. So find the team on the Expo 4. If you want to learn more, contact your account manager. Apparently, as we heard yesterday, there's a crazy dealing days offer. No? Okay. Apparently, Evan only gets the fancy stuff. Turning to get paid. Last year, you collected more than 110 million credit card transactions through NetSuite. Thousands of you processed transactions in dozens of currencies from almost 200 countries across all industries. In total, this amounted to a $25 billion economy. That's more than 10 times it cost to build that incredible sphere that up-and-coming Irish band are playing out this week. And it's more even than the combined economies of the Beyoncé and Taylor Swift tours. As Evan mentioned yesterday, the teams have been hard at work providing more options to accelerate payments. NetSuite Pay is the fastest and easiest way to set up merchant accounts directly from within NetSuite, and that will be available next month. You heard yesterday that we've expanded our e-invoicing capabilities in conjunction with our Titanium sponsor, Avalara, and that will provide you with more capabilities to deliver invoices to your customers in the way that they expect and the way that to meet their compliance needs. And NetSuite Capital, that's empowering the finance function to accelerate payment on your account's receivable ledger, utilizing working capital more effectively when needed. On the accounts payable side, last year we introduced AP automation, and we've seen many of you benefiting from that technology, training the system to interpret your vendor bills and reducing the burden of manual data entry. Tej Pandey and the team at OneHome have had some great things to say about how they're benefiting, so thank you, Tej. This week, we're announcing that bill capture is available as a standalone offering, making it even easier for you to begin that AP automation journey. But looking beyond accounts payable to the complexities of procurement, whether it be direct or indirect, we know that this is an area that only gets more complex as you grow. With more approvals, with more steps, with more systems and with more headaches, we've been collaborating with the Oracle Business Network to make those headaches much less and to streamline and simplify the procurement process. So let's see an example of how that will work. So here we are in Suite People on a manager's dashboard, and we've got a new employee that's about to start, Ryan Duncan, and we've got a task to order some equipment for him. That takes us over to the Suite Procurement tab where we can see a list of the vendors that are available to us. And we buy our laptops from CDW. So we're going to drill into them, navigate their store, identify the laptop. There we have the Lenovo ThinkPad. That's the one we get for new employees. We'll add that to the cart. And while we're here, we'll also get a monitor for Ryan. Down into the 27-inch monitors. Yep, the ThinkSet. Yep. We'll add that one to the cart. And here we can see our cart that's been prepared for us. We double check that and we check out. Now, because we're in Suite Procurement, we have the option to transfer that order directly back to NetSuite, where it will appear as a purchase order that you can review and make sure, yeah, it's a new hire, it's for Ryan. We can see it's been classified for computer equipment. We can see the items match what were in the cart previously, and we can go ahead and save that. NetSuite automatically compares that order with the budget and the approval limits that you have for these particular orders, and everything looks good, so it's been automatically approved. Now, sometime later, we're back on our manager dashboard, and we can see that we have a reminder to confirm that orders have been received. There's only one of those right now, so we go ahead and click that. And we know that Ryan's recently sent us an email, so he really must have his laptop already, so we can confirm receipt of that. And upon confirming receipt, that order now becomes a vendor bill, and we can arrange to pay that through the system automatically with the rest of the capabilities. So that's Suite Procurement. Now, moving on to cash. Now, we know that you know that we know, I sound like Gary and move like Gary when I say that, how important cash is to the business. We've mentioned it several times over the past 24 hours, But I'd like to spend just a few more moments and dig a bit deeper into our vision for cash management and how we're bringing those three areas of innovation together to provide an extraordinary experience in this area. So here we are in our cash overview page. We can see current bank balance, projected inflows and outflows, and NetSuite's identified that sometime in week 7, we're going to have a potential cash risk. Now, we can drill into this, and that brings up a screen that provides a lot more detail, including insights on both the known inflows from sales and accounts receivable, as well as the projected inflows based upon orders that you haven't yet completed or sales campaigns that you're running. And on the outflow side, vendor bills are known payments, but also future procurement is also factoring into our future view of what the cash will be. We also could drill into the sales campaign data, but Evan did that yesterday. So we'll jump straight to the options, and we'll take a look at the options that NetSuite's pulled up for us. So there's a number of things that we could choose. We could also select other options, but NetSuite AI is recommending 3 key options here. One is to take better advantage of the terms that your vendors are already providing to you. So we'll select that, and we'll push a few things out to 60 days. The second option is the new NetSuite Capital option, and the system's suggesting that we sell about $225,000 of receivables, which will accelerate the income there, growing that line. And we can view the details of the invoices that the system has selected. We could make a change there if we want, but we'll run with the suggestion for now. And the last option, and this is something that Gary mentioned earlier and Alison talked about too, is that we can offer an alternative product to some customers based upon historical sales activity that we know will actually have an impact, and those customers will pay earlier. And that actually, once we select that, all those 3 options together get us back up above the cash buffer. We can go ahead and implement those, and the system will tell us the actions that it's taking, as well as the actions that it's recommending that the team makes. And then back on the cash overview page, we can see that we're in a nice green state, and the cash flow is positive from here on out to the end of week 13. So that's our vision for intelligent cash management. Now we're getting onto the really fun topics. But if we can't make tax fun, we can certainly make it easier. And we're making SuiteTax our default tax engine in the upcoming release. It's already the default tax engine for our most recent international offerings, and we'll be helping more of you make that transition. Doing so brings a number of key benefits, including access to our full complement of tax partners, including Avalara, more flexible reporting, and a better determination experience. Sweet Stanley has gone around the world helping you expand your business in all of those 219 countries. And as announced this week, we further improved our Brazil localization to solve more of the needs of product-based businesses. Thank you. And I'm delighted this week to say that we've also launched Suite Success Editions in Spain for the first time. Gracias. That's why I do the international stuff. Moving on to accounting and reporting, financials is where it all started for us 25 years ago. The ledgers continue to be at the heart of the NetSuite offering, and of course, close to our hearts as well. We're constantly looking at new ways to apply the 3 innovation drivers and working to rethink how jobs have traditionally been done in order to make that quantum leap in productivity and insight for you. We're taking inspiration from you. The CFOs tell us that their team's time is spent mostly on accuracy at the expense of analysis. They wish it were the other way around, and we heard the same thing when Natalie was on the stage here yesterday from MedSpeed. And that's what our vision for intelligent continuous close is all about. NetSuite assisting you throughout the month with a constantly updated perspective on how the business is doing, what aspects of the books need attention, and how the business is projected to perform. Perhaps at the beginning of the month, recommending you perform a smart count when it identifies potential issues with inventory. Later in the month, alerting you to a potential data entry error to ensure your sales aren't overstated and customers are getting what they expect. And at the end of the period, making proposals for accruals based on missing vendor bills and anticipated costs. And of course, I couldn't finish this part of the keynote without putting a GL journal on the screen. And it will propose a draft journal for you to actually automatically create those accrual postings. So that allows you to wrap up your period end checklist and close your books swiftly and confidently. By bringing these concepts of experience, intelligence, and sweetness together, NetSuite will help you to reduce the amount of time you spend on validating the numbers and help you achieve that dream state of spending more time serving the business with timely analysis and insight. That's the essence of achieving more with less. So that's how we see our role in helping you optimize cash and profits. Thank you all very much. Back over to you, Gary.
That shirt that Craig is wearing, most of the magic of that is hidden underneath the coat, so find him after the show and ask him to show you what's underneath the coat. It's special, once again. He does this every year. So thank you, Craig, Allison, and Hanif. Those are some of the highlights of how we're innovating through Experience AI and sweetness to deliver the value streams to capabilities to run a business. But we want to do more than that. We want to help you run your business. So the other big way we think about how to best solve your needs is who your company is, your industry, your countries, your size. Craig already talked about some of what we're doing around your countries. I want to share some of what we're doing around your industry to help you unleash the suite. We optimize NetSuite for your industry in a couple of ways. We take the horizontal functionality from the value streams and tailor it to your industry vertical. And then we also add in our Suite Success leading practices based on what we've learned from all of you over the last 25 years. Through that, we've created editions for 14 different verticals, everywhere from software and services to manufacturers and retailers. And more of you are hybrid businesses offering both products and services, and our vertical editions enable you to do that as well. Let's look at software as an example of that. As you've seen, NetSuite provides all the functionality across your value streams needed to run a business. In our software editions, we focus that to the functionality that is most important for software and technology companies, including Suite Billing, Advanced Revenue Management, Suite Commerce My Account, Suite Projects, and others. And then we tailor that functionality with vertical-specific roles, dashboards, analytics, and more. And we add in more vertical-specific features like SaaS metrics. And then we never stop. We're continuing to innovate on this with the recent releases of NetSuite Analytics Warehouse, including software-specific analytics, planning and budgeting, CPQ, and EPM. We want to ensure you always have the best leading-edge capabilities to run your business. Part of that is continuing to add new additions to help businesses in even more industries run more effectively on NetSuite. This includes both investing in new NetSuite features, but also leveraging the incredible investment that other Oracle groups make in industry-specific functionality. I'm excited to announce new additions for healthcare, restaurants, and hospitality. Let's start with healthcare, an industry in which NetSuite already has 2,200 customers. Our healthcare edition will provide targeted functionality across value streams, including case management and connectors to electronic medical record systems, inventory management, procurement, project management, workforce management, particularly wage calculations for shift differentials and overtime, and of course, financials and fixed asset management. In healthcare, especially in patient care, compliance is key. In the US, many healthcare companies need to comply with HIPAA regulations that protect patient privacy. So this requires the need to monitor and audit who accesses patient data. So one of the new features we're adding is Compliance 360. So let's take a look at that. I finally get to do a demo. So here I'm on our new Compliance 360 dashboard under the new Compliance Officer role, and I have a Compliance Alerts portlet. This uses AI to identify anomalous activities, such as Scott Walker's printing invoices. Printing patient data in healthcare can be problematic. One click, I can drill down into see all of Scott's activity around printing. I get the exact date and time. I can see the exact patients involved, the source record, even the IP address that Scott used when he did it. I want to check into this a little bit further later on, so I'm going to click on Keep Alert to keep that on my dashboard so I can come back to it. As I look down the other alerts, if there are any that I don't need to follow up on later, like this last one, I can just click to dismiss it right there. Over to the right, we have key performance indicators that track the most important user actions to monitor and audit, printing records, deleting records, exporting, etc. And on any of these, with a single click, I can drill down to see all the activity. Here I get a list of all of the users who've deleted records. I can quickly scan, make sure everything looks proper, and close that. Down below, I get charts of activity, the most active users, including their exact actions they've taken. And below that, the patient records that have had the most activity against them. So with Compliance 360, we can easily assess if there's any irregular or inappropriate activity happening and quickly act if necessary. Healthcare isn't the only industry with complicated regulations and compliance, and so we're going to extend Compliance 360 to other regulated industries in the future. Oracle is a leader in the restaurant industry, including with our Symphony point of sale product and Gloria Food online ordering app. We're connecting these solutions to NetSuite so that we can provide a complete solution for restaurant customers all the way from the front of the house through the supply chain and back office. We're also a leading supplier to the hospitality industry with the Opera solution. Hotels require not only full guest services capabilities, but also restaurant functionality. Connecting Opera to NetSuite will give hospitality customers the ability to run every aspect of their operations on Oracle. And NetSuite's Suite Billing will help hotels manage long-term rentals, which is a new and growing business model that many hotels are adopting. As we talked about earlier, your industry and your country significantly impact what you do and how you operate, which means they can also provide powerful insight into how well you're operating by comparing your performance to that of other companies like yours. So we're building our new Benchmark 360 to give you that insight of how your performance compares to your peers right in NetSuite. And we're making it actionable by recommending how you can better use NetSuite to improve your performance. Let's take a look at that. All right, here we are in our Benchmark 360 dashboard. Across the top, I can see several financial KPIs, and with each, I can quickly see how my actuals compare to the target I've set. But cooler, I can see how it compares to the median, top 20 and bottom 25 of my industry peers. I can click on any of the KPIs, and it will drill down. I come down, and I can see for that KPI the trend over time. I can interact with the chart and drill into just the insights, just the comparisons that are most important to me. Now again, we're making this insight actionable. So we're giving best practices, recommendations on best practices and NetSuite products and features you can use to improve your performance. And maybe there are things you already have but aren't familiar with, like the Cache 360 dashboard. With one click, I can view that tool. And another NetSuite feature, NetSuite Guided Learning, is making it easy for you to learn. It's teaching you right in line how to use Cache 360. So again, Benchmark 360 is a fantastic tool giving you continuous insight and action to improve your performance. Initially, we're using third-party KPI data by industry and region. In future versions, we'll use your KPIs, but only with your permission, only anonymized, only aggregated across companies, and apply AI to that to provide even more and better insights and recommendations. So speaking of AI, let's now take a deeper look at that and some of the other technology innovations we're creating. I'd like to welcome to the stage our SVP of Application Development, Ryan Grisso.
Unfortunately, it might not be a good day. To paraphrase Ice Cube, there is barking from the dog, and Mama did indeed cook a breakfast with hog. I've just received an alarming piece of news that an elite team of hackers has targeted SuiteWorld. I recommend you wipe all your devices, change all your passwords, and implement 4-factor authentication at a minimum. Now, this is not a drill. Sorry, hold on a second. Yeah, I'm on stage, like right now. Is this? Oh, well, I thought oh, sorry, false alarm, people. Turns out it's just the hackathon for good. Yeah. We're back with a hackathon for good to help nonprofit customers by channeling the creativity and intelligence of SuiteWorld attendees. This year's hackathon, we helped the Capital Area Food Bank, a nonprofit based in Washington, D.C. Now, their use of Suite Commerce Advanced helps them interact with partner agencies who are responsible for getting meals on tables for families with food insecurity. Hackers customized Suite Commerce Advanced to put the power in partner agencies' hands to ensure records are up to date and accurate at all times while meeting this critical mission. The hackathon solution will give them the ability to serve 14,000 more families annually. 9 teams competed, and all the solutions were great. The judges had a really tough time picking a winner, but they were able to choose one. And the winner is the aptly named Suite Hackers. There they are. Yeah. Congratulations, Suite Hackers. The team built a solution that puts data front and center by prompting partner agencies to update their information when they order more food shipments. Thank you to all the hackers who participated in this year's challenge, and most importantly, thank you to Capital Area Food Bank for the incredible work that you do. So, thank you, Capital Area Food Bank. So I want to talk to you today about how Oracle technologies are accelerating NetSuite value. First, we have a platform for NetSuite's core product. That's application infrastructure and development tools that allow us to build and deliver NetSuite to you. Next, we have analytics services, AI services, and enterprise performance management, which power many capabilities throughout NetSuite. We'll talk about some of those more later. And last, we have Oracle's integration platform powering NetSuite connectors. Let's drill into a few of these technologies and see how we use them. First, autonomous database. This is a technology that works behind the scenes to deliver a faster, more reliable service. Patching, tuning, and scaling are fully automated. No DBAs are necessary. It runs on Oracle Exadata hardware, the fastest DB hardware ever created. And we're targeting the end of 2024 to move all NetSuite customers to Autonomous DB. Next up, we have Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, OCI. This is a big one. The tiny blue NetSuite cloud lives inside the giant red Oracle cloud. Now, application development organizations used to have to worry about things like hard disk drives and Cat5 cables and other data center details. But now, we can focus on making a great product and let Oracle worry about the Cat5 cables. Over the years, NetSuite invested a lot in its traditional data center technology, but our investment is dwarfed by what Oracle invests in OCI. So, in addition to allowing us to focus, we get industry-leading scalability and reliability. We get flexibility in the way we manage NetSuite accounts, which allows us to offer you customer-scheduled maintenance windows. We also get powerful tools that allow our development teams to experiment with test environments and simulations, and this accelerates our development. Now, with OCI, we get data centers around the world for free. We started in the US and Western Europe 3 years ago. A year later, we added new data centers in Australia and the UK. And the next year, it was Japan. This year, we've opened 2 new data centers in Canada, serving 3,000 Canadian customers. That's a total of 28 data centers in 13 regions around the world. And we'll continue adding regions and data centers in the years to come. So, we've talked a little bit about how OCI powers NetSuite behind the scenes. Next, we'll see how some OCI services are leveraged to build advanced capabilities for our users. The employee goal example that Hanif showed us was a great use case to demonstrate the power of generative AI within NetSuite. But in the real world, you'll need to control that AI. And you'll need to control each use case differently depending on its context within the suite. With this in mind, we're excited to bring you NetSuite Prompt Studio. Now, AI is notorious for saying some pretty wild things if you leave it unsupervised. Without proper guidance, you're not going to get what you want out of it. The more guidance you give, the better the result. Prompt Studio lets NetSuite administrators put their hands directly on the controls of the generative AI. They can provide as much or as little guidance as they require. They can shape the output as needed for each individual use case, and it's available everywhere text generation is enabled. So, now that we've saved the prompt and returned to the original page, we can enter the same employee goal and regenerate the details, and we see AI has incorporated all the configuration and template changes that we've made in Prompt Studio and incorporated the text templates in the output. Imagine what you'll do with this power integrated into virtually every NetSuite workflow. So, you've just seen Oracle generative AI and LLM technology delivered through Prompt Studio, integrated and configurable to the unique needs of your business. The big takeaway here is that your new job is teaching a robot how to do your old job. Congratulations. I, for one, welcome our new robot overlords. Seriously, though, I think my job's safe, at least for a little while. I mean, do you think a robot can rock a fit like this? Come on. Forget about it. Oh, sorry, getting an alert here. Oh, it's a NetSuite alert. Purchase order approval for one robot business suit? Uh-oh. Reject. All right, sorry. Where were we? That's right, NetSuite Analytics Warehouse. This is a cloud data warehouse purpose-built for the analytics needs of NetSuite customers. It has integrated machine learning that helps build intelligence applications and best fit visualizations and chart narratives. That's meaningful data storytelling for action. It's designed for business users to self-serve with a collection of pre-built content and the advanced customization capabilities you expect from NetSuite. You can combine data from NetSuite and third-party sources, so you can get current, consistent, and complete data from a single source. That should sound familiar. And now, you can embed advanced analytics warehouse visualizations and key metrics directly on your NetSuite dashboard. Let's see how it works. In this example, I'm an analyst for a DTC consumer goods company. My NetSuite dashboard shows that my revenue is declining month over month since July. I drill into NSAW to investigate. I can create a data flow using a linear regression model with total revenue as the target variable. Now, I'm going to run the data flow. There we go. Now, first I'm going to check to see if my model quality is good. I can see that the coefficient of determination is 91%. That means that the variables I've chosen are predictive of revenue. Great. In the related tab, the drivers file shows variables and their returns to their relationship to revenue. I can visualize the drivers and their coefficients. And here I see the return item quantity has a strong inverse relationship to revenue. Okay, so if I drill into my returns workbook and use auto insights, I get suggested visualizations. That heat map looks interesting. Let's look closer. I can see my Franklin location has a high rate of defective and damaged goods. I drill in and slice by item. Now, changing this visualization to a pie chart makes it easy to see that my problem is with large and small vases. Looks like we have some problems at the Franklin location with our packing and shipping procedures. So I'm going to add a note to this visualization. And then I'm going to send it to my executive team for further action. That was easy. I can also add both of these visualizations to my NetSuite dashboard so I can keep an eye on the problem while we're resolving it. All right, earlier we saw the powerful generative AI capabilities that NetSuite is bringing to business users. But what can AI do for SuiteCloud developers? Well, our team has been thinking about a future where an integrated AI assistant streamlines the development process. Typically, as a developer works, they're required to perform a complex balancing act between requirements, technical specifications, and code. There's an interdependency. When one changes, the other two need to adjust to those changes. In our vision, an AI assistant offers the developer contextualized assistance during all phases of the development cycle. It clarifies requirements, updates technical specs, and assists in pair programming. A SuiteCloud development expert on the developer's shoulder, always available to lend a helping hand. Let's see it in action. So Finley, our CEO of Wyra, wants to create an omni-channel marketing campaign where first-time buyers receive an email promotion for 10% off their next in-store purchase. She creates a Jira ticket and sends it to her rock star developer, Polly. Polly receives the message and gets to work. She opens up her SuiteCloud development environment powered by NetSuite AI. Opening the chat window, Polly sees NetSuite AI is ready to help. Now, she's lucky enough to work at a company where the CEO knows how to use Jira. That's a lucky developer. So she uses that as the input, but she could have just as easily entered an email, a Word document, or even audio. The AI inspects the ticket, and in just moments, it's created a description of the problem, a summary of the solution, and a technical specification diagram. Polly looks it over and decides this is a great place to start. So she confirms and drills into the code. Now, she knows that the code isn't going to be perfect on the very first try. But she's already saved a lot of time over what she would have spent had she started this project from scratch. As she modifies the code, she gets real-time relevant guidance, looking for errors or anti-patterns that might cause future headaches. Throughout the entire process, Polly is always in control. She can accept recommendations or simply dismiss them. She can ask the AI to explain a piece of code, to create documentation, or even generate test coverage. Polly was a great developer before. Now she's a super developer. When reviewing the code, she notices that the emails are scheduled to go out monthly, and she's pretty sure they need to go out on the day of the purchase. Instead of making the code change manually, she opens up the AI prompt window via keyboard shortcut and requests the change. After confirmation, Polly sees that the AI now wants her to review parallel changes to the requirements and technical specification diagram. So, only a few minutes after starting, she's now ready to test and deploy her solution. So from AI to analytics to infrastructure, you've seen a few of the ways we're leveraging Oracle technology to deliver rock-solid service and amazing new capabilities to your business. And there's much more to come. Back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Ryan. You know this is a technology section when we end a keynote talking about prediction correlations and auto-generated code. That's it for our keynote today. As I said earlier, Sweetness is about NetSuite, but it's also about you. Similarly, Unleashing the Suite is about NetSuite. but it's also, and more importantly, about you. Hopefully today you got some actionable insight into how you can unleash the suite to achieve your success. Thank you for being a part of NetSuite's 25 years of success, and much more importantly, thank you for entrusting us with being a part of your success now and for the next 25 years and beyond. Thank you.